some work at my I have some work agriculture work, ma'am.
Mm-hmm.
I went to there. That's why I am not able to listen your class, ma'am.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So yesterday we discussed last class when you attended the
Today class
uh, we
multiplication.
yeah we were doing multiplication, no?
Yeah, ma'am.
So yesterday I have completed multiplication. You please go through the video. It is
Okay, ma'am.
available. If you have any doubt,
Ma'am,
you
in my mobile, the recording is only come 10 or 20 seconds. After that, an error is occurred and
is
just
coming.
yeah, ma'am.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I will share the recording with you.
Okay, ma'am.
So today we will start division algorithm.
Okay, ma'am.
Hmm? Uh, Binary division. You know what happens? Okay, before delving into the division topic, can you tell me what all topics we studied in this chapter? Computer arithmetic.
I listened Saturday class only, ma'am. Before that, you said addition algorithm, subtraction algorithm.
Yes.
In that addition, we have um, some ante atla in subtraction minor and like that some names are there, ma'am.
Mm. Addition.
Multiplication,
To
multiplier and multiplied and
multiplicand.
multiplied and multiplier, both two terms.
Yes, augend and addend.
Yeah, ma'am. In addition.
Minuend and subtrahend.
Yeah, ma'am.
And we studied about addition, subtraction. In that, we completed this signed magnitude addition and two's complement addition, subtraction. Hmm?
Oh,
Two topics. And then multiplication, we studied signed magnitude multiplication and booth multiplication algorithm and array multiplier. Okay,
okay. Uh,
these all we are doing for integers.
okay.
And maybe from next class we will start studying floating point arithmetic operations.
Okay. Decimal points. Like,
Decimal point. So far whatever we completed and whatever we are going to study today, all are for integers without decimal point. Okay.
okay.
Um, so in binary division, what happens is, how do you perform binary division? In this terminology, you already know it is, since schooling we are studying this: dividend, divisor, quotient, remainder. Okay, there are four terms to be remembered. Dividend, this is our dividend, and this is dividend, this is divisor. Suppose if I say uh, 2 is the divisor and you are dividing 12. So here what happens is, it 2 6 times 12. So this 2 is called as divisor, 12 is called as dividend, 6 is called as quotient, and 0 is called as remainder. Same terminology is used for binary division as well. Only thing that you should remember here is, here the division method is done using zeros and ones. what happens is, first, suppose if this is our division dividend. If you want to divide, this dividend by this divisor, then you what is the length of this divisor? 5 bits. You just check whether the first 5 bits of dividend are greater than or smaller than divisor. If the first 5 bits are greater, then you write 1 here and you put the divisor at this place and do subtraction, binary subtraction, and whatever remainder you obtain, that, and you bring a bit from this dividend down, and again you compare to check whether that partial remainder is greater than divisor or not. This process repeats all over again until until you get the final remainder, until you can't divide the dividend by the divisor. In this example, first 5 bits of dividend are 0, 111, 0. If you check this 10001, this 10001 is equal to 1, 2, 4, 8, 16. 16 plus 1, 17. This is equal to 17. And what is this equal to? 2, 4, 8, 14. First 5 bits of this dividend is 14. Decimal. I am converting to decimal to check whether the divisor is greater or smaller than the dividend first n bits, where n is equal to the length of divisor. Because the first 5 bits is smaller than this divisor, what you have to do? You have to just shift to right. Shift to right means what? You have to incorporate one more bit, the 6th bit from the dividend, and then again you should compare whether the dividend part is greater. After you bring in the 6th bit, this dividend part, that part of dividend will become 1, 2, 4, 8, 16. So 24, 28. It becomes 28. And this was 17. So 17 is smaller than 28. So what do you do? In this step, look at in this step what we did. We did this 5 bits was smaller, so we have brought the 6th bit. Now after bringing the 6th bit, the dividend part has become greater than the divisor. You put 1 in the quotient place. You put 1. Why are you putting 1? Because you are now writing this divisor at this place, okay, here, and then you subtract this from this and you get a remainder. This is a partial remainder. This partial remainder you again compare whether this one is, and also you bring in another bit from top, and then you compare whether it is greater. Here it is greater. You check here, it is 10110. This is 10001. So here one positions are 2 and 4. Here one position is 2, and this is 16. So this is greater than this. Then what do? You put one more 1 here, and you bring this divisor and put here and do subtraction. After you do subtraction, you obtain this remainder. This remainder again you bring this 0 down and you check whether it is equal. It is not greater. This dividend is not greater. So what you have to do, one more 0 you have to put down. When you bring one more 0, what you are doing here, you are putting 0 here. To make up to this, you are putting 1 0 here. You bring 0 down and then put this divisor at this place and then perform the subtraction. And when you are putting this divisor here, again you put 1. After this you do subtraction and you get this remainder, and there is one more 0 left that you bring in, but because this is very smaller than the divisor and there is no bits in dividend, this 0 you put here and this is your final remainder. This is how you perform binary division. Okay, now how a computer system performs this binary division in hardware using an algorithm we will go through. This is the procedure. Before going into the procedure, look at this flow chart. Totally there are 3 algorithms for division in a computer system. An example has been given only for one method, which is restoring method. Other 2 methods only their definitions are given and not their examples. So if you learn only this method, it is sufficient for you to understand the division process in a computer system. So first method is called as restoring method. This name has been given because whenever it gets a you know negative number or 0, then what it does is it performs restoration. Actually, in this process, the number is added with the 2's complement of the divisor again and again. If suppose it generates no carry, then what you do is you add to restore the previous result. To restore what you suppose if you say that 10 minus 2, you get 8. Suppose if you don't require 8 is not the proper answer. To restore back to 10, what do? You add 2 to 8 to get 10. Now 10 is same as the number with which you started doing this operation. Hence what happens is you are able to restore the previous number. Here also we will perform the same thing. As we go along, you will understand it. Another 2 methods are comparison method and non-restoring method. First, let us look at the procedure. This is the flow chart for division method. Okay, so what is happening? So here division process begins. Divide operation. Dividend is in AQ. Here you have like in earlier examples, you have registers, accumulator register, B register, Q register. You may have some sort of flip-flops. That encompasses the hardware part of computer that deals with this particular operation. To perform an arithmetic operation, what do you need? You either need pen and paper, or pencil and paper, or chalk and slate, or board or marker, some kind of physical device you require to perform a operation. Likewise, in computer also you require a computer hardware that will do that particular operation. So here in this example, we are making use of A accumulator register, Q, and B. Q is also a register, B is also a register. So dividend is stored in AQ, divisor is stored in B. Please remember that one very important point, when you are using signed magnitude representation, you have to store the sign bit separately in designated flip-flops. If you are using 2's complement form for negative numbers, then you don't have to use a separate flip-flop to specify the sign. Let us look at an example here how it is done. In while doing addition and subtraction, look at this configuration. In this configuration you have B register and B flip-flop to store the sign bit of B, and you know that 0 means positive number, 1 means negative number. So if the number stored in B register is positive, this B will BS means sign bit of B will store 0. If the number in the B register is negative, then in signed magnitude representation, magnitude is same. If you are representing 14, 14 is same in positive and negative. How do you differentiate between them? Only because of this sign here. Here, because of this sign, you conclude whether this number is positive or negative. Here, if you have 1, then here the number is negative. Here, if you have 0, here the number will be positive. These are required when you are doing signed magnitude representation. If you remember, there are 3 ways to represent negative numbers. First, signed magnitude representation, second one ones complement representation, and third one is twos complement representation. So in signed magnitude you have to separately store the sign and magnitude will be stored in register. If we look at twos complement, look at here. This is the configuration hardware for twos complement representation. You don't require a separate flip-flop to store the sign bit because twos complement itself is a representation for signed numbers. I hope it is clear. So in this example, we are using sign bit separately. AS means sign bit of A. What is there in A? Dividend. What is BS? B is divisor. You compare their signs. If they are identical, you get 0. 0, 0 is 0 and 1, 1 is 0 in XOR. And therefore, the sign of the final result QS is equal to 0 if they are identical. When they are different, minus plus or plus minus, then the QS sign is minus. And this is the sequence counter you are initializing to total number of bits in a divisor. And then this is you are performing here. Which operation you are performing? Subtraction. How do you know that it is a subtraction? Because A plus B bar plus 1 is like A plus 2's complement of B, which is equal to A minus B. So this is subtraction operation, and you store the result in EA. Going ahead, you compare the E value. If E value is 0, then what does it mean? It means that A is less than B. When A is less than B, what do you have to do? You have to perform A plus B. A plus B means what? You have to restore, and then division overflow will be equal to 0. And here what do? If E is um, you continue here with uh, divide magnitudes. You perform shift left EAQ. E is extended bit. AQ are registers that stores the dividend. Uh, you obtain E value. If it is 0, you perform subtraction. After subtraction, if you get 1, you have to set the Qn. Qn is the LSB, or the last bit of Q. You set it to 1, and if it is 0, you just restore here. You make this, you have subtracted, no? Here you reverse the operation by performing addition, and you decrement the sequence counter. If E is 1, you have to do subtraction, and also you have to make the Qn equal to 1. Let us look at this with an example, then you get the clarity. This is very vague and abstract. Um, Here the example is given here. We have the divisor B. It is 1,000,001. Just now we saw the divisor same. And where is the dividend? Dividend is in AQ. Dividend is in AQ. If you recall, dividend is 0, 111, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 zeros. 0, 111, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 zeros. This is our dividend, and this is our divisor. This is 2's complement of divisor. E bit, initially E bit is uninitialized, and A and Q together contains the high order and low order bits of dividend. SC is 5 because the length of divisor is 5. Okay, next what are you performing? Here you are performing shift left EAQ. You are doing shift left EAQ. Left shift means what happens here? Comment. Left shift, this I have to start learning this. So this 0 will be shifted this side. Means if this is 0th position, this will this 0 is shifted to first position plus 1. This first position bit is shifted to second position, and second one to third, third one to fourth, and fourth to A, 0th bit of A, and finally the last bit of A is given out to E. This 0 is sent out into E. So this is left shift. After you perform left shift operation, what do? You compare whether E is 0 or 1. Because E is 0, what do you have to do when E is 0? If you recall this, when E is 0, what you have to do? You have to do this subtraction. Subtraction is nothing but add 2's complement of B. To this A, you are adding 2's complement of B. After you add, this is 0 plus 1, 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 1, 0, carry 1, and triple 1 is 1, carry 1, and 0 and carry 1. Carry 1 will be stored in E. Carry will always be given to E. E is a flip-flop that will store one bit, single bit of information. So now E got 1. When E is 1, what you have to do? You have to set Qn is equal to 1. What is Qn? This is the last bit of Q. Okay, if you consider this to be first bit and this to be last bit, this is last bit is Qn. Qn you are setting to 1. After you set the Qn to 1, you decrement the sequence counter. Okay, then what happens is shift left operation you perform. Again here you look at here. Here we started with shift left operation and we added B, uh, means you have subtracted B bar plus 1, and then carry is stored in E. Uh, you perform it again. Again you have to do this shift left EAQ. So this bit will be shifted to n plus 1 position, and all the bits will be moved to n plus 1, and finally this 0 is given to E. Okay, then what you have to do? You have to perform the subtraction. Subtraction means it is add B bar plus 1. After you add B bar plus 1, this is 0 1 1 1 1 0 carry 1. These two numbers you are adding. 1 1 0 carry 1. Triple 1 means 1 carry 1, 0 carry 1, and 0 carry 1. Whenever you get E as carry 1, then what you have to do? You have to make the Qn 1. So look at here, Qn was 0 and now you made it 1. After that, what you have to do? Again you have to perform shift operation. After you perform shift operation, you have to decrement the counter and then move the n bits to n plus 1 position. All the bits at n position is shifted to n plus 1 in left shift. So this is 1 is from this 0th position, it has gone to first position, and so on, and 8th last, this 0 will go into E. Now what you have to do? You have to perform subtraction. What is B bar plus 1? 0 4 ones. 0 4 ones you are adding to this partial result. So 0 1 1 1 1 0 carry 1 1 1 0 carry 1, triple 1 means 1 carry 1 1 and 0. Now you got carry 0. There is no carry here. After you perform addition of these two binary numbers, you are not getting carry. So what does this essentially means? That you have to restore. Now you have to restore. Because carry is 0, you have to restore. To restore, you don't change the Qn bit. It is left as 0, and to restore this, what you have to do? You have to add B. So so far you have been adding this 2's complement of B. Now you have to add B. This is add B is equal to performing addition operation, whereas adding 2's complement of B is like doing subtraction operation. And therefore what happens here? You perform addition of B and you get this result, and now again you got the remainder 1. You got the remainder 1, decrement the sequence counter. Don't change this QN bit. You change QN bit only when E receives a carry for the first time. This is restoration step. In restoration step you don't do that. Next, what happens? After this, again you have to perform shift. Again you have to do subtraction operation and check whether you are getting the carry in E. Got the carry. Because E got the carry, you have to change the QN to 1. Whenever there is a 1 carry received into E after the that subtraction operation, carry means, if you remember subtraction procedure, add the 2's complement of minuend to the subtrahend. Add minuend to the 2's complement of subtrahend. That is the first step. Second step is if minuend m is greater than n subtrahend, then you get a carry, discard the carry and continue the process, obtain the result. In case you don't get a carry, it implies that m is less than n. So what do you have to do? You know that the result is in negative form. Further, you have to obtain the 2's complement of the difference, that is the result, to get the actual number. So that is the process of subtraction. Same thing you are applying here. Whenever you are getting carry, it means that our dividend part is greater than divisor part. When we are not getting carry, it implies that dividend is smaller than divisor. Whenever dividend is smaller than divisor, then what do you have to do? You have to perform shift operation. You bring one bit down and then you increase the length of the dividend, and again you try to check if it is greater, then you perform the subtraction operation. Otherwise, again you have to bring one bit down. So this process continues until the dividend part is greater than the divisor part. Same thing you are doing here also. You are performing subtraction, and if carry is generated, it implies that the dividend is greater than divisor, and therefore it is allowed to do that step. Whenever you don't get any carry, it implies that the dividend is smaller. If the dividend is smaller, what you have to do? You have to shift. Here you are performing a shift operation, and then again you are adding 2's complement of the divisor. And same process continues until the number of step the number of steps the SC counter gets 0. There is a SC counter, sequence counter. It keeps track of how many times this operation should be continued. You can't continue this operation forever. Essentially, you have to stop it. So when you have to stop it? After you complete 5 times, 5 iterations, you have to stop it, because the divisor has 5 bits. Okay, I hope it is clear. Next, again, so you are performing shift, you are adding, again you are not getting a carry. Whenever you are not getting a carry, you have to restore. Restore, how do you restore? By performing the addition. When you are performing addition and you are shifting, then what happens is you are able to simulate this kind of process. If you remember here, 5 bits were smaller than these 5 bits. So we shifted it. How we shifted? We have taken into account the 6th bit. Now when we compared a dividend part of 6 bits, it was greater than this, and therefore the process of putting the divisor and performing subtraction was done. Similar thing is happening here. Whenever you get 0 as the carry, again you have to restore. How you have to restore? By adding. If you subtract 2's complement and if you add the normal magnitude, the regular number, then you are able to restore. After you restore the remainder, you have to ignore e. You just leave it, and because the sequence counter has become 0, you have to stop the process. The remainder is in A and quotient is in Q. Remainder is in A, quotient is in Q. So this is the method of division by using restoration. It is called as restoring method. Other algorithms are comparison method and non-restoring method. What happens in comparison method is A and B are compared prior to the subtraction operation. In restoring method, you are first performing subtraction and then you get to know whether the number is dividend is larger or not by checking the carry bit. Uh, in comparison method, you don't perform subtraction prior to checking. Before performing the subtraction, you check whether which one is greater prior to subtraction operation. Then if A is greater or equal to B is subtracted from A. If A is less than B, nothing is done. The partial remainder is shifted left and the numbers are compared again. There is a slight difference here. What is the difference is, first you compare the numbers, dividend and divisor. If dividend is larger, only then you go ahead with subtraction. Otherwise, you just shift and again compare. This is comparison method of performing division operation. And then non-restoring method, B is not added if the difference is negative. But instead the negative difference is shifted left and then B is added. Here what are you doing in restoring method? After you perform the subtraction operation, A plus B bar plus 1 and E does not get 1, means E gets 0, then what are you doing? You are immediately adding B to that result to get back to the original number, and then you are performing shift. But in non-restoring method, you don't do addition operation immediately after that. You just perform shift and then and then B is added. Okay. Uh, so some example is, some justification is given for that restoring method. Please go through this, Srinivas. Today, and all other students, those who have joined late, Kirti, Shravani, Pandu, Srinivas, all of you, please trace this. If you are able to do that, then it is really very, very nice, It is not possible to get this correct in the first attempt. Not at all possible. But if you are able to do, it means that you have understood the process and you deserve all appreciation. So please do this today. If you get any doubt, please ask me tomorrow. Again, tomorrow we will have class at 9 o'clock. Tomorrow I will start with the floating point operations. Floating point arithmetic operations. This week we'll try to complete this and start memory unit in our next week. Next week also I think you will be having classes at 9 o'clock. Is it okay, students?
Okay, ma'am.
Anyone has any doubt, any concern in this? If you trace, you will get the clarity. If you don't, you can't do it in exam. If you get in exam like this, these numbers, divisor and dividend, and if you are asked to perform these steps, then it is not easy to do. It requires lot of practice. Please do it today. And anything, any doubt, any concept not clear, you can ask me tomorrow. Tomorrow also we'll have class at 9 o'clock. Okay, students?
Okay, ma'am.
Bye. Take care.